Right, mate, just a quick one to follow up. Good work this morning, well done. So if we look at where you were this time last week in Scotland, we go to the top of the backswing. Club wants to work slightly outside the line, and from there you're a little bit doomed, okay? So, or actually I've just kind of gone ahead of myself. So first thing first, check ball position, okay? I feel like the ball sets too far forward in your stance. That's going to not help with the curvature. So by the time you get to that golf ball, you're more kind of in around the curve a bit more, which isn't going to help our case, okay? Then from there, it's P2. Big difference from here to there. Now, yes, that could be a little bit excessive, but I don't mind it at the minute. And you'll see the biggest difference with that is because of your knees, okay? You're straightening that right leg, you're turning the hip on the left-hand side as opposed to the one on the right. You're not doing that, and then you're kind of doomed. I just feel like that trail's too high. Look at the right leg flex versus this one. So we see a big difference there. That's ridiculous, right? You've gone from someone that's really, really bent here to someone that's starting to straighten there, which means you've now developed a nice little gap between your knees and the hips have turned nicely. And then from there, get rid of all these lines and put another line on your left arm. You can suddenly see that you've created a nice flat movement as opposed to this one coming down midsection of the feet. This one's now a lot more behind you, okay? So good work there. That's going to help you work the swing path into out. And then from there, it's a case of letting it go and avoiding the stick on the way through. So now you're starting to see the club and the hands still in front versus this one. The hands are starting to work under and behind you more, so that right hand's going a bit more that way. And as mentioned, the camera angle on the right hand side is a fraction too far to the right. So ideally, if the camera was in a good place, I'd probably not see your right arm at all there. Whereas we can really see there that right arm is still where it needs to be. And then following on from that, you'll see this one exit really low and left, whereas this one starts to come out higher. So you've got that a lot more kind of down towards the rib cage, if you like. Let's get that in the right place. There we go. As opposed to this one's a bit more kind of higher. And then from there, the finish for me is the obvious one, right? It sounds a bit weird, but if we look at this through finish, look how rotated your shoulders are. Your shoulders are actually 90 degrees. If you shot a laser beam out of your left shoulder now, but from where your shoulders are pointed, they'd be straight at the camera. Whereas this finishing position, it's held off a bit more. You're not as rotated, okay? So the drill would be feel that right leg straighten, turn the hips, get flat, avoid the stick. And then the external focus, that would be very much internal. The external focus is how do I start the ball right at the target and hit hooks and draws. Good luck, mate.